Hey guys, welcome to another Friday night beer review. As previewed last week, the beer for this week is from Big Drop Brewing Co. down in Melbourne, and it's their Pine Trail Pale Ale, which also happens to be a low or ultra low alcohol beer at 0.5%, which is really exciting. So this is a full-on craft beer pale ale with big hops and big IBUs, 42 IBUs for a pale ale. Pretty good. It's really exciting. I've never had anything like it in the low to no alcohol category. I've only had German like low alcohol beers or the mass produced things that are kind of finding their way into the market at the moment. So a proper craft beer player from an Australian brewery is really cool. Really interested to see what they've done here. They describe it as being a delight to the senses, and it delivers on all levels. Rosy floral aromas with a light limey citrus bite and obvious bitterness to finish. So it does use Magnum, Mosaic, and Amarillo in the hops. Amarillo is one of my favorite hops that I use at home. So definitely looking forward to seeing how it plays out in this. Another interesting thing is that it also uses lactose in this beer, which I'm guessing is to make up for the mouthfeel, lactose being an unfermentable sugar. So it'll stay in the beer even with the yeast around. They won't be able to eat it. So kind of, I guess, lends to that unfermentable sugars that may be left in a properly fermented beer. So again, I'm not 100% sure how these places are doing the low alcohol beers. Some of the ones I've tried have just kind of taste like unfermented beer, and they're really not the nicest, very syrupy. If you've ever tasted wort when you've been brewing, it's like kind of like a warm sugary porridge, which is nice, but it's not what you really associate with beer. So really cool. Again, thank you to Guy who gave me this beer and suggested I review it. Nice change of pace from the 18% we had last week. So grab my beer glass and give it a crack, shall we? Wow, really light in colour. That's cool. Interested to see what the body's going to be like. Wow. There's also wheat in this, which from the colour doesn't surprise me at all. Mix of pale and wheat, high percentage of wheat will kind of give it that really light straw, like a like wheat in the field kind of color. Oh wow, yeah, very aromatic. Not much head. Don't know if that's just the beer or your glassware can actually play a role in your head retention. If there's any residual soap on there, it's just going to kill the head retention on your beer. So that's a fun fact. It's probably better to re-rinse your beer glasses after they've been through the dishwasher, just to remove any excess. So that's something I didn't do today. Oh, wow. All right. Very juicy. Kind of getting like a passion fruit. I don't know. Maybe mango. Very exotic sort of tropical fruit. Smells really nice. Okay. Cheers, see how it tastes. So it is on the thinner side. One thing very, very obvious. So that could be why also, not as much head retention. Very light. Not a lot of carbonation. Light, thin, very easy drinking, very refreshing. Maybe a little bit of bitterness, but honestly, it doesn't really hang around long enough to give any sort of bitterness that I would usually associate with a beer. Bitterness is usually on the back end as you swallow. So that's a fun fact. You can't actually spit taste beer like you can with wine, because you actually do need to swallow it to actually perceive that bitterness. So it really drinks very easy, really quenchable, really great, would be great on a hot day. But yeah, a little bit thin on the mouthfeel for mine. Yeah, like a light citrus, but not very big on the flavor. Very easy drinking. Opposite end to the German low alcohol beers they had that I said could be very syrupy. This is down the other end. It's very light, very easy drinking. Without sounding too insulting, it kind of is a little bit like soda water for mine, but still a very great aroma. You can smell the hops that have gone into that, which is very inviting. And then the taste is a little hint of the aroma. Really thirst quenching and nice, really nice drinking beer. Would be great, on the boat or, camping, fishing or something like that. Those hot summer days when you feel like a craft beer, but you have to drive, and you could not easily knock back a 6-pack of these and you'd be fine to drive. It'd be low enough alcohol, and you easily could, because they're very easy drinking, but maybe not as satisfying as a normal beer. I don't know if I would swap 6 of these for one beer that I truly liked. But still really cool. I like where their head's at and what they tried to do with this beer. I think it's a class of beer that is going to show growth, the low alcohol beers. I just don't know if anyone's really nailed down how to do it yet. So I think for mine, honest opinion, best of the low alcohol beers I've had for sure. But I would still choose a normal craft beer to this, and just have less for mine. But still a really nice beer. Drinks really easy, refreshing, brilliant smell. Like, it smells just like a really nice pale ale. Really inviting. Good choice of hops. Yeah. Check it out, guys. I'm definitely going to be looking into these guys. Maybe grabbing a couple more beers from them and seeing what else they do, because if this is anything to go by, they probably make really good beers. It's just a really hard category to do, I think. And at least for my palate, I haven't found something that really has struck me with in the no to low alcohol sort of category. But this definitely went close. So, cheers, guys. And I guess I should preview next week's beer. So it actually is the start of Oktoberfest today, this Friday, which a lot of you are probably looking at me saying, "Hey Andrew, it's like mid-September. What are you talking about?" But in Bavaria, in Munich, actually Oktoberfest starts 2 weeks out from October, and it finishes. It's a 2-week festival, and it finishes on the first weekend in October. So that happens to be today. So happy Oktoberfest. It's not actually running this year in Munich, which is very sad with the COVID that's going on. They've just cancelled the whole thing, and so a lot of Oktoberfest celebrations, I'm sure around the area that I usually check out and go to, will be cancelled as well, unfortunately. So thought we can have our own little Oktoberfest. So this one's the Hofbrau House, and it's their feast beer, their October feast beer, which is a beer that pretty much came about just to satisfy, and it's only really marketed for Oktoberfest. It's essentially a stronger Helles or stronger light lager. And Hofbrau House is the royal brewery of Bavaria. I actually went to the Brauhaus when I was in Munich, and it was really, really cool. I picked this one up actually from Aldi. So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but every year Aldi actually get in a heap of like legit Munich Brauhaus beers, and I always go in and stock up because they can be quite hard to find in normal bottle shops, and I love German beers. Anyone interested? Next week, the middle weekend in Oktoberfest, we will be having a mini Oktoberfest here for Friday night beer reviews with the Hofbrau Feast beer. So want to join in? I'm going to be dressing up, so don't have to, but it's always good fun. Yeah, so please check it out next week. It should be fun. So cheers, guys. Thanks for joining for another week, and I'll see you next time. So just a few postscript notes from the editing room. Sorry, guys. Just to add to this video. So I actually found out that Big Drop Brewing Co. is actually an English brewery, and while I wasn't wrong saying that it was brewed in Melbourne, because they've actually set up a Melbourne brewery, it seems, and they've launched a couple of beers out here. The company itself is actually based in England, so that's kind of cool. But I just wanted to kind of straighten that out. I also said that I'd like to check out their other beers, because a full alcohol beer might be more to my taste. But it actually turns out they're a totally ultra low alcohol brewery. That's just what they do, 0.5% beers, and they actually have over 20 beers. So that's really cool. Still would like to check out and see what the other ones are like, maybe. And apparently they do a dark beer, as well as a lot of others. So really cool idea for a brewery. Totally fulfills the space. But I just wanted to clear up those notes in editing here. So thanks, guys.